For today's Cyber CEO episode,
A friend of mine mentioned something called Cyberbacker. I'd never heard of it before. I wrote it on my hand and I went and Google searched it. And next thing I know, I'm hiring Rhea. And that changed my whole world. Pile of work that was hard to keep up with. Thinking it's going to take her a few hours. She comes back 30 minutes later, it's done. Man, she does so much more. And Cyberbacker has the system set up internally where you don't just have your Cyberbackers backup, but your Cyberbacker has backup. I don't worry about the small checkbox items. Did I get this done? Did I forget to send that out? Did I do this? The checkbox tasks, they all used to be in my head. Now that Rhea's created all the checklists for me and everything's there, and I know that she's on top of it and I trust her, I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 2 hours and I cry.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Rob, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Jello. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for being on the show, for giving us your time. I know you have a lot of things to do, so we really appreciate this. Now, what we wanted to do was just to, of course, check up on you, what's been going on, what's been happening with you and your experience with Cyberbacker. But before we head on to that, though, everyone might be quite curious. Can you help us out here? Can you tell us something about yourself and what you do, Rob?
Sure. Well, I am the one of the franchise owners for the Carolinas area, along with my partners, Zane Metters, Kent Temple, and KT Temple. So we have the Carolinas, Greenville, Charlotte, Asheville right now. And so, yeah, and I'm a real estate owner of a team with co-owner with Zane Metters, Stonebridge Home Advisors. Been in real estate for about 20 years, got licensed right out of college in 2002. And I've been rocking and rolling ever since.
All right, good to know. Good to know. So part of the franchise with Kenneth and KT, we had them here last week as well. Great guys. So talk to me more about virtual leverage. How did you first find out about it?
Yeah, I was getting really busy and I was realizing that I just needed help. Started looking for in-person assistance. I knew that was the route to kind of find that admin one type person, executive assistant. And for where I was at the time, the cost just wasn't making much sense for me. $55,000, $65,000 a year for somebody, and I wasn't quite at that level. I was interesting. I was kind of right in between, but I was like up to here with business, and I just I needed help. I knew that. Friend of mine mentioned something called Cyberbacker. I'd never heard of it before. I wrote it on my hand and I went and Google searched it. And next thing I know, I'm hiring Rhea. And that changed my whole world.
There we go. So basically now, how long have you been working with Rhea then?
2.5, almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years this coming summer.
Already a great partnership, a long, strong partnership right there. Now, before we talk about your experience with Rhea so far, what I'm curious about is, this is your first time really working with people who are virtual then, right? With Cyberbacker.
Yeah, I guess we had some project work it's been a long time. And just grabbed somebody randomly that I had some small project work for. I needed them for like a month to do some we had to move some data around and inside these systems. And the first person we hired was great. Second person was terrible. Third person was worse. So my experience was not great in the virtual world before Cyberbacker.
Okay. Now talk to me more about that in the transition period, because of course, we're used to, again, just working with people for a month and just a project here and there. Now you were going to be working with someone who's going to be with you all throughout, of course, in the business. Now, was it a big change for you at all?
It was. It honestly was, because I moved forward in faith knowing that I had a pile of things that I needed done, but I was looking for the who. I needed someone else to be doing things. Was I just getting up early, staying up late, finishing paperwork? And as I'm doing things, I kept a journal to the side of like, what am I doing? And could somebody else be doing it? And I started highlighting the things in green that someone else could be doing. And I'd be sitting there working on something and go, somebody else could be doing this. And I would write down the task and I'd highlight it. And the next thing I know, 2/3 of my paper's highlighted in green. And I was like, I shouldn't be doing this stuff. Working on my website, working in my files, organizing things, making flyers, all the things you do for a real estate company as you're moving along. My office compliance, right? Putting all the paperwork into that, pulling it out of DocuSign, putting it into Command, doing all that. And I'm sitting there going, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be on the phone, talking to people, setting appointments, lead generation. And it was just taking all my time. And I also had a lot of under contracts and so I had conversations with people, and that was great. So that was taking up a big chunk of time. And then all of a sudden I'm also having to do the administrative tasks. Holy moly. Right. So it was just a pile of work that was hard to keep up with.
Gosh. And now at least you have Rhea again to help you out with those things. Again, because in real estate, sometimes 24 hours in a day, sometimes that's not even enough to do everything if you're alone, right? Now, of course, with virtual leverage, there's the advantage of it. You have someone that you can trust to make sure that everything is going to get done. Now, talking more about Rhea then, what's it like working with her every day?
Well, when we first started, I realized that I needed to all of a sudden I needed to create checklists. Mm-hmm. I needed to create tasks. I needed to create some way for us to communicate back and forth with what was really important, what I needed done right away, something, do this week, and something done like a long-term project. So I created a board where just in a Google document that every morning she would go in, it would be ASAP tasks. So do that as soon as possible. And then the next section was a short-term task. So on the short-term tasks, if you can get it done by the end of the week or Friday, or definitely within 5 to 7 days, that would be great. Mm-hmm. And then long-term is within the month. If you can get it done in a 30-day period. So that was really great. So I just started, again, all those green things, I just put them on, and I realized I prioritized, right? I realized it was really important. And then what was, middle, and then what could be, was going to take longer was multi-step. And I put those to the side. So right away, it helped me organize, systemize, what do I need done? And then I said, but I needed to figure out what her capacity was. So one day, just for fun, about a month or so in, I gave her a whole bunch of stuff, because the first few tasks that I gave her, if it was, I wanted her to like transcribe a video that I really liked the script in this video. I'm thinking it's going to take her a few hours. Mm-hmm. She comes back 30 minutes later, it's done. Wow. I'm like, so then I gave her something else. I don't remember exactly what the task was, but I'm thinking this would take me half the day. She brought it back in an hour and a half. And I was like, okay, she has some real capacity to do more. So then I started talking with her directly, and I said, if I gave you all these tasks in one day, could you do those? And she goes, I don't know, let me try. And she finished them all. Wow. With time to spare. I mean, she, got back to me I gave me at 8 a.m, and she got back to me at 3 o'clock. She's like, I'm all done. So it gave me an idea of what the capacity that she could do. And then I said, okay, well, what if you started doing social media posting for me on a regular basis? What would that look like? And then, okay, now what if you started, we started doing newsletters. You helped me create the newsletter. I finalized it. What if you started helping me with my paperwork, my office compliance? What would that look like? And so we basically built out the day for her to where now she knows what to post, when to post, how to, we've got it down, but it took a little while to get there, to kind of figure out, what are the things that I shouldn't be doing? That was big. Should I be doing this right now? No. Can Rhea do this? And we're to the point now where if I post something on social media, I actually take a picture of it with my phone, and then I put a little blurb in, and I'll say, post this afternoon or later today or something. If I'm showing properties, I don't actually go into social media and post.
She does it.
I give it to her, and then she posts it on my behalf. So I don't even sign in. I'm not even sure what my sign in is. Yeah. Yeah, she just takes care of it, right? So, and I don't want to, people that are thinking about cyberbackers, that seems like a weird kind of dream space in a way, right? But we got there by little steps. How much can she do? What's her capacity? And then we actually created in the Meta Business Suite, you can create posts a year out. So we just started with holidays. So we did all the holiday posts, and then we kind of backed off from there, did it and kind of filled in the gaps. And then I know it's going to be posted 360 days from now. But if I happen to have something else going on that day, I'm showing properties in the mountains, or it's something, a cool photo or whatever it is, she takes the post that was supposed to be in there and puts the one that I want in there. So that's kind of our general plan. But man, she does so much more. I mean, she does video editing. She's doing graphic design for templates for us for open house flyers, and she completely rebuilt all my listing presentations and buyer consultation packets. Wow. Now we worked together on it. It wasn't like I gave it to her and it was magic, right? She didn't just do it, but I gave her the color palette that I wanted, the general structure. I think I saw somebody else's somewhere and I said, do it off this style. So she kind of took this, put it together, and she said, what do you like? And I was like, I don't like it at all. Listen, I don't like the fonts. I don't like the this. I don't like the that. And she said, okay, let me do a second one. The second one I loved. So one of my hacks with Rhea is I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I've got these ideas. So then I say, okay, so I need help filtering my email, but there's got to be different ways to do it. Can you go out and find the top 3 best practices for how to filter email? And she came back and she said, here's 1, 2, and 3. And I said, well, you're going to be doing it. Which one do you like? And it was number 3. So she took my Gmail, she split the screen down the middle. No idea how she did that. And now we have everything's tagged. So the top right corner is the most important. Respond ASAP. It's an offer. Like, I got to get to it right away. And then the next one is important, but not urgent. And the other one's like informational stuff. So I really just check 12 to 15 emails a day up in the right-hand corner. If it's important, she puts it up there and tags it bright red, and I respond to it. Wow. So I get 400 emails a day. I only really read 12. And she also handles my calendar for me now, and she schedules things for me. I'll say, she'll say so-and-so, wants to talk to you at XYZ time. And she says, looks like it's free on your calendar. And I'll say, so go ahead and book it. So she'll email on my behalf. She'll book it for me. She'll set up the Zoom. She'll put it on my calendar. It's done. So she's an executive assistant for me. That's what the one page that we created. That's really what I wanted. Mm-hmm. Executive assistant with a little bit of creative abilities to do flyers and maybe some videos. And that's what I got in Rhea. Highly organized, doesn't talk very much, complete opposite of me.
You got a rock star cyberbacker right there. She's really everywhere in the business now. Am I right?
It's true. And I also want to say, I'm being the franchise owner, I hear these stories over and over and over and over. We have several hundred clients in the Carolinas, and we have 4,000 or 5,000 now across the country. And you just, being a franchise owner, you hear the stories over and over again. We brought this person on. We had no idea what to expect, and we couldn't work without them now. We couldn't live without them. They're a part of the team. They join us for our team meetings. They become part of the family. And that's, I love those stories. They're my favorite because when people first start, there's all this skepticism, there's this doubt, and Cyberbacker has the system set up internally where, you don't just have your Cyberbackers backup, but your Cyberbacker has backup, with their head backer and all the trio that they have. And the good example, the email filtering. Rhea put that out there on y'all's Slack channel to the 1,000 Cyberbackers, and somebody said, "Yeah, I do that for my client. I'll show you how to do it." So Rhea Zoomed with a guy in California, and he showed her how to do it, and then she came back, with those 3 options, and we ended up going with the system that they used somewhere in California. She's going on the internet. She's taking her time and energy to search it. And then she can also have the resources of searching other people's, knowledge base. And it's awesome. I mean, that's the hack of really having, I don't just have one cyberbacker. I have 4,000 cyberbackers all working together.
Absolutely. And unlimited pool of ideas, of course. Again, one of the core values of cyberbackers, of course, I know you know this, one of the core values is relationship. So whenever a cyberbacker needs help, there's another cyberbacker willing to help out, of course. Now, being it, again, you are a franchise owner here in Cyberbacker. Now, why should business owners want to partner with a cyberbacker, Rob?
If you are a true business owner, you understand the fact that you should not be doing $8, $10, $12 an hour tasks. It's not worth your time. There are certain things in your business. I don't care what business you're in. We serve all businesses, right? We have, everybody, right? Where it's roofers to HVAC to doctors, lawyers. We literally have every vertical out there. We do kind of work around the house, meaning like mortgage brokers, insurance agents, contractors, builders, can't even think of any other right now, property managers. We do work around, but it's all administrative tasks. So the truth is, if you get to a certain level in your business, and the other truth is, Cyberbacker is not for everyone. You have to have an operating business where you have enough business and work to have to pass something off to somebody. But if your main business as an entrepreneur is to go get more business, that's what you need to be doing. You do not need to be doing your behind the scenes paperwork. You just shouldn't be doing it because it is a waste. If your time is worth $100 an hour, you should not be doing $10 an hour tasks. Not that there's anything wrong with the person that does those tasks. It's not that there's anything wrong with those. But it's just the way the world works. There are certain lower dollar things that are important, need to be done. But if somebody else can do it and it can be done virtually without a license or a physical presence, have someone else do it. And then you can then double down on getting more business.
Have someone else do it. Partner with a cyberbacker. It absolutely works, of course. Now, one last question while I still have you here, Rob. Now, you have experience now with Cyberbacker going on 3 years. What's been the biggest impact of partnering with a cyberbacker?
Sleeping better at night. It really is. I don't worry about the small checkbox items. Did I get this done? Did I forget to send that out? Did I do this? Did I order the closing gift? Did I get the sign removed? I have a sign company that little, like things like that are just the checkbox tasks. They all used to be in my head. I didn't actually have a checklist. And now that Ria's created all the checklists for me and everything's there, and I know that she's on top of it and I trust her, I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 2 hours and I cry.
Sleeping better, not thinking about the things that have to be done because you already have a cyberbacker doing it for you. Now, One last thing, I forgot to tell you, your cyberbacker is going to be able to listen to this and watch this, of course, once we have this online. So before we go, would you want to give her a quick shout out or any messages you'd like to give out to her?
Ria, you know how I feel about you and how wonderful you've been in our business. I honestly, we couldn't operate without you, and all the growth I've seen in you over the past 2 years has been incredible. And I just can't wait for what the future holds.
There you go. Now, we are very, very excited to seeing the continued growth and success of this partnership. And of course, Rob, thank you very much for sharing with us your time. Have a great day now. All right.
Thank you, Jello. You too. Take care.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.